while the Flash panel at DC Fandom wasn't the most exciting, we did get a first look at the Flash's new suit as well as the return of Michael Keaton's Batman. So that was definitely very exciting. But now, some new information about this movie has actually come out, and this information is coming from Heroic Hollywood. I will leave the link to the article down in the description below. But they are saying that the Reverse Flash will not be the main villain of this movie. And this sucks. This isn't necessarily saying that the Reverse Flash won't be in the movie, just that he won't be the main villain. Now, this is the first ever Flash feature film. So, why not go ahead and make it his main villain? Like, it just makes sense. Especially, like, we know they're loosely adapting Flashpoint, but it's not full-on Flashpoint. So that's why it does kind of make sense that maybe they'll want to save him for later down the line, maybe even the third movie, and then do a full-on comic-accurate Flashpoint story in that movie and have Reverse Flash be the main villain. But from what we've heard about this plot of this first movie, it sounds so similar to Flashpoint because the whole point of it is that Barry goes back in time to save his mother and keep her from dying, and then he messes up the multiverse. So really the only difference from that is that he time travels and like he messes up the timeline and everything instead of the multiverse. And a lot of the elements of Flashpoint are missing from this plot, but really the main point of Flashpoint is that Barry goes back in time and he saves his mother and keeps her from dying. And that's what's happening in this first Flash film. So, sure, they may want to be saving Reverse Flash for a future Flash film where they want to adapt a comic-accurate Flashpoint story, but they're already basically doing it, and why would they do that same exact thing again? So that just doesn't make sense, and it really sucks because I really love this character. I love him on the Flash series. He's been the best main villain on that show. Season 1 was the greatest, but I really want to see him in a movie and go up against Ezra Miller's Flash. But now the question is, if Reverse Flash is not the main villain of this first Flash movie, then who is? Because it's already been debunked that Captain Cold is the main villain. Like, he could still be in it for maybe like a scene or two. And we know that he was originally going to be the main villain for Ezra Miller's script that he worked on. And Captain Cold and Mirror Master were going to be the main villains of that. But that whole idea was scrapped. So if Reverse Flash isn't the main villain, if Captain Cold isn't the main villain, then who is? Because if they're doing Flashpoint and he's doing multiverse travel and everything, really Reverse Flash is kind of the only person that can follow him through that, because if you're going to have a main villain, it has to be some kind of villain that will be with Barry or near him throughout the whole film. And if he's hopping through the multiverse, how is one villain going to hop through there with him unless he's a speedster like Reverse Flash? So we could be seeing him go up against some other speedster. I'm not sure what. Maybe Zoom, maybe Godspeed, maybe Savitar, or because... Actually, this is a good idea I just got. Because we know this movie is, it's going to be all about Batman, basically. Even though it is a Flash movie, we're getting the return of Michael Keaton. We're getting Ben Affleck in here. There's rumors of Robert Pattinson being in here and Christian Bale being in here, Val Kilmer. So you never know. We're going to get a bunch of Batman in this movie. So what if the main villain is actually Red Death? Because if you don't know, in the comics, Red Death is like an amalgamation of the Flash and Batman. It's like the two identities have been combined together, and it basically creates an evil speedster that's as smart and as intelligent as Batman and as creative as Batman. So that would actually make a lot of sense, because if you're doing all this multiverse hopping, reality hopping, you need some sort of speedster there as the main villain. So why not do Red Death if the whole movie is going to be about the connection between Batman and the Flash? So I think that's actually an interesting idea, and I'm kind of surprised I came up with a theory and idea as good as that. So, but I'm going with it. So that's my theory. If the Reverse Flash isn't the main villain of this movie, then I think it should be Red Death. So yeah, let me know down in the comments below, guys. What do you think about this? Are you disappointed that the Reverse Flash will not be the main villain of this movie? And who else do you think the main villain of this movie could be? Do you think it'll be Red Death like I do? So let me know. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit that subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.